And I feel like when Kobe really started like just coming to his own as that Black Mamba for real, it was already later on in his career.
Mm-hmm. So
Definitely.
then let me ask
Yeah.
you guys, what's your top 5 greatest ever NBA players?
Ooh, that's hard.
I already got my top five. I've thought about this multiple times.
Who's your top
Okay.
five?
I got not in order, but this is definitely my top five. I got Jordan, I got LeBron, I got Kareem, I got are we doing modern era or just all time?
All time.
All
Like
time.
All time.
okay, I'll put Wilt and I'll put Kobe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Deja, you
Let
go.
me.
Or John,
That's
you go. I'm gonna say some stuff after you guys say some stuff. But
that's hard. I already
y'all
know
go.
I'm
that
about to
Greg
say.
will be like,
I'm
my
trying to
God.
think.
Okay, Jordan for sure. Kobe, Bron. I don't know how they gonna do that, but
I'm about to say.
they
I'm
gonna get
like.
it in there. Shaq when he was in shape. I don't know who
I'm
my
about to say
last
we
one
got the
would be.
same as of right
I
now.
don't
I'm
know
about to
who
say
my last one would be for real, man.
Kobe, LeBron, Michael. Last two. See, I don't watch too much basketball. Like, who's
Okay.
my favorite? Like modern. I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I don't know who my last one would be. I'm gonna stick with that fool for right now.
Okay. Well, for me, I feel like you guys have blatantly have been missing on one key person.
Uh,
All right. So we were talking about
I
the
didn't
spring
listen.
game.
I left
Michael,
it on purpose.
LeBron, Kobe, Shaq. But y'all are forgetting about one of the greatest power forwards to ever play, and that's Tim Duncan.
See, I thought about him. That's why he was gonna be my second one.
valid.
Yeah,
But
Tim
I
no,
Duncan.
didn't. I just
yeah, I couldn't put
He's
Tim
definitely.
above any of those guys. But like I do like Tim's
Ooh,
definitely my
I
top
for
10.
sure thought
He's my
about
very.
top
Tim,
10
bro.
for sure though.
But I just
He
Tim
had a
couldn't
great
Duncan
see
is
career.
him.
I'm about to say,
unappreciated.
yeah, he had a great
He
career,
is. He
man.
is. I
He's
agree
very
with you.
unappreciated.
But I can't put him above Wilt. Can't put him above Kareem. Can't put him above
Wilt
LeBron.
was playing who? Who was Wilt
I'm
playing?
about to say, Wilt
Kobe.
kind of.
Wilt was
He
playing
was nice.
5'10" white men who
Wasn't
were in
fair.
high water
And
jeans
was dropping 50
and
like he should.
But like he should. But that's what he's
He
supposed to do.
dropping 50. He was doing what he was
all
supposed to
right,
do. So
LeBron's in there. He dropping 50 as well. So like, what is that supposed to
Yeah.
mean?
I ain't gonna lie. My last one, it was going to be
I mean,
between
yeah.
Kareem and Tim.
It's just
I
the
just couldn't
numbers he put
choose.
up. He put
I
up
couldn't
such
choose.
crazy numbers, man. But Wilt was a freak athlete too. Like people don't know he ran like 10-7 in the 100.
Which not true.
You
There's
don't think
no
that?
way. No.
Just off
They
his
have you,
stride?
Off his stride? You don't think he can run?
bruh.
You
He
don't think
is
he run
way
10
too
7?
tall to
10 7 is
run
not
what
that
he
fast.
was running. Like his
10-7. That's
folk.
my
He
first time
also has
hearing that. That's
folklore
kind of
that
crazy.
Wilt
10-7.
Chamberlain had like 100 kids or slept with like 100 girls. Like, there's so many folklore
There is
about
a
Wilt
lot of
Chamberlain.
stories.
What
Yeah,
he
there's a lot of
did is
stories.
There's a
not
lot of
true
stories.
at
Yeah, that man
all.
was out here. He was out here. He was out there.
Like, you don't know. It was so far ago with like a different time period, and
But
basketball
no,
wasn't even like a
I'm
main
pretty sure that
sport.
10-7 or 10-8. It was 10-7 or 10-8. I'm pretty sure that's true. And he was a high jumper when he was at Kansas in college. He ran track
He's
in college.
also he's also 7 foot. So like,
7 foot.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's kind of paid just off of his
But I
stride,
mean,
bro.
bro,
I think it's gonna take
okay,
him
how
like
many NBA
4 to
players you
5
think?
seconds to get his strides up being that tall. If I'm being
But like, if you
like
look at his footage, dude was running down court, chasing down, blocking shots. Like he was showing his speed on the court too, though. Like
a
Wilt was a
court,
freak athlete. He was a freak athlete, man.
I felt fast
he
on the
was a
court
freak
too
athlete. Don't get
compared
me
to
wrong,
100 yards.
but 10-7. Come
Yeah.
on.
I'll give him a 10
That's
8. I'll
believable.
give him 10 8.
That's believable. I think that's pretty believable.
He claims that he has slept with 20,000 women.
He probably has.
How?
Chad and what a boy
He
nigga
probably
do?
has.
Chad and T.O. They slept with 17 women in 24 hours.
This
So
man, he
What's the
also
is
math
it
on
says he
hard
that?
is.
to
Hold
believe
on.
that man
17 in
wasn't getting it
24
in for
hours.
real?
He might. Yeah. I mean, probably not 20,000, but I can say like 2,000 maybe. If he was
Like,
like getting in,
I
like
mean,
going
like
crazy,
day in and day out,
he probably could have. He could have been.
before practice, after
He
practice,
probably
before
could
the
have got
game,
up there
after the
to
Okay,
game,
I'm
2,000.
not
off
gonna
days.
lie. Well, if he was doing numbers like T.O., like 17 in 24 hours and banging it out consistently, yeah, he
It's
did
not
it.
that hard to believe
Yeah,
for real.
He probably can get up in the
mm-mm.
thousands. He probably was in the thousands, just not 20.
it might not have been 20, yeah, but
No, but he for sure might have been up there.
yikes.
That's crazy. But okay, this has been a big topic. All right, you got a boys state championship team, and this is everywhere for like each
Mm.
state. You got a boys state championship team, bro, versus the Las Vegas Aces. Now I've learned that I guess high school boys basketball has changed. That it was just a bunch of AU, everybody's recruiting now. But when I was in high school, it wasn't like that. Either you were good or you weren't. And unless you were going to them schools like Mount Vernon or the other one up north, and some of them Cali schools that recruit high school that was like, under the wraps with it. But I guess everybody does it so freely now.
Yeah,
But it was like either
I'm
you were
pretty
good or
sure.
you just weren't. So
Yes, they can.
like, you think they can, bro?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't even watch
Yes.
female basketball, and I'm telling you, yes, just off of the athleticism. You really
Yes.
think they can hold up to 6? These kids are 6 foot before they're 12 years old. He's 250. He's 250
alone, bro. These girls have went through high school. They have to do all 4 years of college and made it to the pros. Just to offer their experience and fundamentals alone that they've gained through that entire time. You're talking about kids that go to high school, right? Then go to college, leave for 1 year, go straight to the pros. They just shifted. These girls have been working consistently on their game. The experience alone should put them over the top. Now, we're not talking about fundamentals. We're not talking about skills. Just of what they've been through playing.
So, off of that, like a couple years ago, this is a huge, I guess, evidence of women athletes versus high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't the women's national soccer team play like a 12U soccer team, and they lost like 13-0? So if we're talking about just experience and their fundamentals,
but
that has nothing
same
to do
premise.
with
They should do well.
Listen, you got to think
it's the same thing.
Soccer, these kids are 18, are professionals. They've been playing this with grown men.
They were playing 12-year-olds. They were playing 12-year-olds.
12-year-olds.
That should be worse than
12-year-olds?
A high school male who is 17, 18-year-olds
that been lifting weights since he been 12. That been lifting weights since he been 12. He can what's the max they can bench?
Experience can get you so far, and knowing knowledge can go so far.
She's 165 with experience going up against a 7 foot.
You think Charleston Math and Science could beat the Aces?
We're not talking Charleston Math and
nigga, please. No, they can't. They can't,
bro. If we're talking, bro, so I'm willing to put money on this, bro. So you telling me these? I don't know basketball. I just know if we were to say football off of this, I'm just saying the athleticism alone, they're trumping these females. I'm sorry, skill, like he said, is only getting you so far.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
The internet's gonna argue this all day.
God-given talent is a reason why it's said God-given talent. Like, yes, I'm saying women's have great athletic ability in their own manner, but there's a reason why there's a women's league and there's a male's league.
Of course.
Just like we can see it on all different platforms, like on basketball, on swimming, on baseball. They have softball. They have track and field, different aspects. Like women just athletically, biologically, just can't handle the same intensities and athletic ability as a male.
Like I just watched.
Yes. Go on, John. Go.
I was about to say, yeah. I was just saying, like I just watched like a 12U team play against the mascots, and they beat the mascots, like just chefing them. Like it's just like. That's not really the same premise, but I'm just saying, like,
you seen that clip with Iman? I feel like Iman Shumpert kind of said it best. Like, more than anything, what's gonna play a role? Well, of course, the size and athleticism is gonna be the toughest challenge. But the women aren't used to playing men.
They play men in practice every day.
That's not the same. Playing a trainer versus a boy that don't care that you a female.
Constantly and playing the rules and with that physicality on a consistent basis.
If a player like Patrick Beverly can say, no, the women are going to torch their high school team, that don't tell y'all something?
No, I'm not talking. No, I agree. I don't think
it's going to be a torching happening.
A high school? Nah, I don't think high school is beating the Aces. They're not beating the Aces. Like the top NBA, WNBA teams, they're not beating them. I don't think so. But
if we play 10 games versus the Aces, I think it's going to be like 6-4 of men high school men's teams winning 6 games versus 4 of the aces. It won't be a blowout, but like
they
it's
need
not
to
going
make
to
this
be
happen
like.
so I could put
So
dumb
you think they
parlays on
would win
this.
at least some games though?
Yeah, I mean, you have to
Easily.
value experience and what they are professional athletes. At the end of the day, they shouldn't be good at their craft
But
compared to
basketball
a
is
high
not.
school athlete. But then again, like I said, experience and whatever they can do can only get them so far versus a young 18-year-old male who has a 40-inch vert who can just drive and run faster and
We're talking
jump
about one
higher than
Like, for
the whole
example,
team
like,
is not D1 prospects.
majority of teams are.
most,
If they're good
yes, they
good
are.
high school state
Yes.
championships on a high
But
They're
level high school
recruiting. None of
team,
their
D1,
then they
people
are.
are from their
I'm
school.
talking about
None of the players
elite
are from
tier
their school.
D1. Even like for example, we could say like there's different levels to D1. Obviously, you got the small schools, you got the big schools. Obviously, there's going to be some D1 prospects like filled throughout the team, but not all of them are going on to be like stars in college basketball. The ones that are stars in college basketball or even potentially making the NBA are really the ones that's going to make a difference in the game.
That's it.
The other ones, I
Not
don't think
really.
are.
I don't think so.
There's that much of a gap with them in the
be
women.
for real.
I just
You
don't.
gotta look at a boys state championship team.
These
Maybe
women
two,
these
maybe
women do
two
be nasty.
boys for real.
I'm looking at it from
No.
a different
Maybe two boys are
perspective.
gonna be stars.
They're
in
at
college.
those
The other ones,
schools.
yes, they'll get offered to go to school, but maybe two are really gonna be the stars, and the other ones will be role players in college.
Yeah.
And that's
I
gonna
guess
be
I'm literally thinking a super team. Each one of them parents are a millionaire. They've been trained to do this since they've been 6 years old. If they have a team,
that's only a select and select area
spread throughout the country. It's not all on one team.
we're talking about
one team. If you stack a team enough, then
obviously, like if we got an AAU team and them boy have freaking like Zion's AAU team back in the day. Yeah, because all of them boys made it to the NBA. I mean, that would make sense, but that's not a high school team. All of them just came in one area. Now, high school is different now because I guess recruiting is allowed. But you gotta look at just a regular schools. Exactly. It's really just a regular public boys high school team.
So let me argue this.
Stars.
My high school team when I was in high school, Millbrook High School, 2016, 2015, we had the whole starting 5 go to college basketball.
Okay.
One of those starting 5 made it to the league, Chris Clemens. He went to a small Division I school. He was not a huge Division I athlete, but he made he was 5'6", 5'7", but he still made it to the league. So like the argument of a big Division I program. Okay, but that's just one player out of four to 6 other players. We also had another guy who was an athlete who went to play football at Rutgers. We had another player play at UNC Pembroke. We had multiple players on. My whole point is that there's athletes on these high school teams. They may not be the best at basketball. They may not be that star that wants to play basketball in college, but their starting 5 are going to be the best athletes on that team. Those best athletes are, if not better, or par of those ladies on the Aces.
So crazy! I cannot. This is so crazy to me.
The size of the high school players.
I cannot believe
that would be the biggest problem. I don't think athleticism is as big of a problem as y'all saying, but I do think size would be a problem. Like you got to do on a team that's 6'8".
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's gonna be a problem for because it comes down to
everybody's talking about these guys evolving. We ain't gonna act like these girls is playing the same way they was playing in 1990 now. These girls are evolving too. Girls are not just the whole team being the same height anymore.
I don't care. Asia Wilson's probably dropping about 30 on the high school team.
Alone.
Asia Wilson is probably dropping like 30.
I mean, are we playing from the women's marks or the men's marks? Are we playing with the men's ball or a women's ball? Like, there's a lot of factors to this.
That is true. That's true.
There's a lot of
factors. Start giving the women's ball. I'm about to say it's.
We should just lower the rim and see what happens.
Here we go. That's so ignorant.
How about what's wrong with lowering the rim? Okay, so
more exciting because
it would make the game more exciting if people can make those flashy dunks. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to bash
but girls
women,
are doing that now.
But the majority of women are not doing it. They're
majority of the NBA can dunk.
Raising the rim.
Majority of the dunk.
Basketball is about. It's not about
But
that. It
if
never
you want to
happened.
make your women's
But we're not
professional
asking
league
for
more
that. We're
entertaining,
not asking for that at all.
But that's gonna bring more views. It's gonna bring more
yeah,
entertainment.
Y'all
We're
want
getting the views.
that? They want that though.
Views for the women's sports this year
I
in
haven't.
basketball
No,
alone.
it's been
I
up.
haven't.
Exactly. So they didn't have
I
to do that by
haven't.
lowering the rim. They didn't have to do that by adding more flash to their game. They're the same thing they've been doing. They're just getting more attention for it, which was needed. Come on now.
are they getting more attention because of their play, or are they getting more attention because of how society is forming at the moment?
Because, like you said,
What
I
do you
haven't
mean?
heard any of this. I haven't heard any of this. None.
I don't watch women's basketball, and it's not because of their skill. I'm just not entertained by women's basketball. Like, I'm not even
I've
entertained by
watched some of
basketball
it.
entirely, but like I'll flip through the channels, see like, oh, they're playing a game, and not even last a second watching. So my point is, like, their views may be going up, which is great. They need to go up because if they want to get higher wages and more like attention, they need to put a good product together and distribute
that
it.
Aces and New York game had more views than the World Series.
That's one game or one series. What about the whole season? We can also talk about the World Series had the Texas Rangers and the Diamondbacks. Nobody likes those teams.
I just don't think y'all realize how big that is, though.
That's big for them.
Yeah,
they need
good.
that.
They are growing.
I'm about to
they
say
need it. They need it. Like, it's great that their viewership is going up and they're getting more notoriety. But like, what happens if the World Series was Yankees versus the LA Dodgers? Are they going to have the same viewership? I don't know. But on the big markets of those teams, probably not. So, like,
they have way more viewership.
Like, I think and it's nothing against like the women's ability to do anything, but if you want to make a product better,
gotta make it
why
entertaining.
not try to make it more entertaining? And you could do that by lowering the rim. You can do it by multiple other things. Just lowering the rim is just an easy way, the easiest thing to see. Like, oh, well, what is the difference between women's basketball versus men's basketball?
The rim is lower. It's not a disrespect
are not
or
dunking
anything.
and doing crazy. Like, people watch basketball because of the thrill of athleticism, not because people are fundamentally passing a ball. That's just it.
That's why back in the day, I mean, that's a big reason why Michael Jordan was so popular, because it's about high flying dunks.
Right, and like you can
That's
say
what
that with
Pac
every
stands. I want to see Michael Jordan dunk.
Curry shoot for 30, and
in the 1990s,
dunk.
baseball was nearly finished. Like, no one wanted to watch baseball, and baseball was labeled as America's pastime until Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa had the home run race of the most home runs hit in a season. Because people want to see something that's crazy athletic. Is because
when you make the game more entertaining, it can also have blowback. Like with this whole playing tournament in the NBA, it's people are looking at it as being pointless. This isn't more entertaining. It's just like, what are we doing here? They already playing the games. Why are we having a playing tournament? But that was the league's way of making it more entertaining. But it's not. All they did was
I don't know the numbers on that. I don't watch basketball, but like what I've heard is people we're talking about it, right? Like the in-season tournament. Nobody watches the NBA season, especially in November.
No
one watches it at all until maybe February?
After the Super Bowl.
So that's the only. I'm gonna say that's the only time.
So like this, if you're saying that this in-game tournament's not working, it's working because people are talking about it. Like whether it's a good product or bad, they're talking about it in November when nobody cares about basketball in November unless it's college basketball.
I can see it working to an extent because, like, yeah, they have to have the coverage for it, but overall, nobody's really talking about this tournament other than people who cover it. And I understand that is getting their viewership up because nobody really watches, like you said, early on in the season, unless you really just are a true basketball fan. But the average regular person is not, unless you put money on some games, is not caring about this tournament. The only thing that is doing is allowing more money and getting more coverage, but nobody really can unless it's like we talking about the regular season. Unless it's gonna affect the regular season, like how one of the players was saying that they feel like whoever the winner is of the in-game tournament should already like automatically have a playoff bid. I don't know how that would work, but unless it's going to affect the season later on, it's kind of just like, what were we doing here, other than betting on games?
Well, if we want to talk about that, like they're
that's kind of
having $1
different.
million payout or something, I believe, right? That's like the whole premise if you play. Because I think it's not about viewership is why they put the in-game tournament. I think it's about limiting players of sitting out and having like their rest days majority of their year, like LeBron and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard used to do. Like people,
they don't take
you have a bad product when your best entertainers are not playing the game. Because
I'll give you that because people paying to come see these people play, and when they have those rest days, then it's like, well, dang, what we like? People are gonna not gonna come to those games because like my favorite player is not playing, or they hurt, or they was that whatever that and third.
Like, I mean, like, to be honest, like, my whole opinion is NBA players are soft. Like, the pre-Badamas that play basketball, get paid millions of dollars to, like,
stupid bread.
Like, and then they sit out half the games. Like, or not half the games, but they sit out and they complain about, well, I need to get the most amount of money and a guaranteed contract and blah, 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 blah. But, like,
I never heard
they don't care about playing basketball physically. Like, just play the game. Like, it's not that serious.
Do you think is this generation of basketball players or just basketball players?
It's definitely this generation because, I mean, money really wasn't introduced to the NBA or college until, the last 20 years? Like, in the 90s, you look up, like, career earnings for, like old NBA players. It's not even close.
You got to specify that, though, when you talk about it. Because people are going to be like, dang, has basketball always been like this? That may not know.
I mean, okay, that's fair, but let's look at the dynamics of NBA basketball or just basketball in general versus NFL. Which one between those two those two professional leagues are more gruesome and more pain on your body? And which ones have guaranteed money versus which ones don't? And look at the dynamic of just how people are getting money and how people are playing. Like in NFL, if you're not playing half the year,
you're not getting no bread.
Those NFL, you're not getting money. And those NFL owners and GMs are just going to cut you next year and find a new replacement in the draft.
And then you also got to think, if you don't get like certain yardage or catches or hits, you don't get certain bonuses.
You don't get that bonus,
Nope. And that's why sometimes you see them boys that take them out that game when they getting close to that bonus. Oh, you good? We good? We up? No. I need one more yard to get this $10,000 bonus. You better keep me in this game.
Right. And, like, that's a huge thing. Like, I mean, this offseason, the NFL and running backs had a big issue of, like, they're the most replaced position in the NFL. And they're feeling that right now because they feel like they need to get earned because NFL games are dictated and ran through running the ball. That's how you control the flow. That's how you control the motion of the offense.
I'll agree with that.
Running backs are very important. But then again, running backs are a dime a dozen.
Yeah,
all you need to do is just run the ball. So like,
good running backs.
And it's like they all bring something different. Either you're a speed type of running back, or you're a power type of running back, or you're both.
Like, I mean, there's different types of running backs.
Oh, you got the shifty guys.
Henry's
you got the shifty
versus
guys.
like a Darren Sproles, like tiny running backs are shifty that can catch out the back, and then you have those massive dudes like Derrick Henry, Eddie Lacy, like you have so many different archetypes, but
Najee Harris.
They're the only outside of linemen. They're the only position that will get hit every single possession,
every single time, unless they get injured.
So like, if they can limit, no business wise, no team is going to invest $10 million guaranteed into a position that's going to be used up in 3 years.
That's true.
Some don't even make it that long.
That's a liability.
Some don't even make it that long.
I mean, Rams is a perfect example. Sean McVay has told publicly that he will never pay a running back again. What happened with Todd Gurley. Now look at it. They traded Cam Akers away. They have an undrafted rookie as their running back who got hurt this year, by the way. And now they're just siphoning through.
What happened with Todd Gurley? I never even knew what happened with him.
Now, do you think a lot of players took that to heart?
He had like arthritis in his knee or something.
Yeah, he had arthritis in his knee. Took that to heart
when like he said something like that? Because they're gonna be like, y'all don't value me.
Yeah, but at the end of the game, you gotta understand this is a business. Like, you can't just give out money. Like,
he wants that check his check to be clearing what it's supposed to every year too. So he got to play his role too. It's business.
Yeah.
No
At the end of
disrespect.
the day,
No
like
hard
you chose to
feelings.
be a running back. You knew what was going to happen. You're going to get hit every game. You're going to get touched. You're going to be banged up. Like
that's why you see that
just
position change once they go to college. A lot of people go to a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like, it's unfortunate that's how the dynamic is, but I think there has to be a middle ground that NFL teams are going to have to realize running the ball and using their running backs and fullbacks in the correct manner is important because no one's going to watch passing the ball 50 times a game because then the quarterback's just going to be the next running back.
Mm-hmm.
Or the receivers are going to be the next running back. And it's just a cycle. It's going to come back and forth, back and forth. We've seen it with...
Yeah, because if I'm constantly I mean, every quarterback will have that big game where they just like basically almost a perfect amount of throws. But if I'm constantly throwing every single game, just constantly, just about every other play, I'm wearing tearing my time on my arm. That's the point of having, not the total point, but that's one of the points of having those running backs or just like special players from special teams or whatever. Like not special teams, but special positions that I don't have to keep trying to constantly dart something downfield or somebody running a slant. I'm just hitting them real quick. Like now I might need a break. Or we're trying to slow down the flow of the game. Okay, let me hand off to my running back and we just kind of, slow things down for a bit.
Yeah. So, and I mean, like now you have like the Eagles is a perfect example. You have Jalen Hurts, who's can be a dual threat quarterback, and they're using him in the manner of they're letting him run at the short gain rushes, and he's going to get banged up. It's just going to hurt him. So you got to value what position is going to give you the best bang for your buck, and how you're going to win games. That's all different between different systems. Like the Rams, they value passing the ball and having a quick offense and good defense. I mean, the Rams suck, so that's not really working. They kind of went boom or bust into their Super Bowl year. But I mean, you can see it now. Like Lamar Jackson coming to the league, people said like, "Oh, he's going to only run the ball. He's going to be an average thrower," which is not true. But he's going to get banged up. You saw it with Michael Vick. You saw it with Randall Cunningham. Like, there's a lot. Warren Moon. Like,
right through a brick wall.
Yeah, like it puts when you get your quarterback's running, you're gonna get damage, and it's just gonna put your team's just gonna be worse at the end of the day because the quarterback's the most important position in the league. So if you're not paying a running back to take those hits, take those loads, then it's gonna hurt the team overall.
I feel it. I think it's a good one. Well, that is another episode of I Gotta Win the Lotto. We had some good takes. We had some bad ones. And we had some outlandish ones. But, that just comes with the world of sports. Yep. But until next time, we shall do this again, you guys.
Of course. Roll them down.
All right.
Bye-bye.